I used to hear little ways of saving money and kind of go, meh, how much money will that really save me? But I can tell you after implementing a number of these strategies, I've honestly probably saved thousands of dollars just because of these things. I don't want to make you feel guilty about how you're spending your money. It's more about what can you do to actually improve your future? And it's never too late to get started. You can decide today, I'm going to make some little changes that will help my future. As they say, Rome wasn't built in a day. It just takes a little bit of concerted effort on a regular basis. A first tip is to pick one day of the week or one weekend a month where you don't spend money. First of all, you notice how much you usually spend and it kind of brings your attention to that. And somehow this change feels doable because it's just for a short period of time. It's like a quick money fast that could in the long run end up saving you a bunch of money. A second tip is to have people over rather than going out. Honestly, quite often staying in ends up being more fun than going somewhere anyway. Plus, you have the added bonus of making sure that you're regularly cleaning and tidying up your home so that it's ready for guests, and that just helps motivate me to keep my space more streamlined. A third tip is to switch to experiences over gifts. My husband and I over time have agreed for our birthdays and our anniversary to go out to dinner rather than to give each other gifts. But that way we're not buying each other a bunch of objects that we may or may not use. Sometimes though, those experiences could also be free experiences. It doesn't have to be going out to eat. Speaking of going out to eat, a fourth tip is to cut how frequently you go out to eat in half. First of all, you have the bonus of it being way less pricey, but second, it will make you more excited when you actually do go out to dinner. If cutting the frequency in half feels like too big a change, then also just try to reduce it a little bit. A fifth tip is to grocery shop online. Whether it's pickup or delivery, grocery shopping online helps me be far more intentional because I can see everything in my cart very quickly. I can scroll through it and minimize, realize, maybe I don't actually need to buy this. I also can see the total of the cart as I'm shopping. And realistically, time is also money, so saving time saves me money. A sixth strategy is to rent your clothes. I personally always crave something new. I think that's kind of a human thing that a lot of us experience. We want something new, but then once we get that new piece, it quickly becomes old and we're no longer excited about it. Well, lately I restarted using Nuuly. This video is not sponsored by Nuuly, but I just love their merchandise. And what's cool is lately once per month, I'll put in this order that's around $80 or so, and I'll get 6 different new things that I can wear for the month. And what's perfect is that a month long is about how long quite often a piece starts to feel a little bit old. I do feel like it's the perfect amount of time to wear an item over and over again and then to feel like, I've used that, let's move on. And it's super easy. They give you the UPS label so you can just bring it and drop it off and ship it right back. And I do really like that they have really unique pieces that maybe I wouldn't be as likely to buy because maybe they're more of a risk piece or I'm not sure how much I'll actually wear it. But this allows me to kind of expand risks with fashion and have more fun with it. And that way also when I have a craving to shop, I just go on Nuuly and just scroll through and add things to my favorites or my closet so that I remember them to maybe rent in the future. So it keeps those cravings for something new and for shopping down. If someone from Nuuly happens to see this video, please reach out for some kind of sponsorship because I love your stuff. I remember there's one of my friends whose style I just really, really love, and I kept commenting I love your shirt, I love your jacket, where did you get that? And she would just say, I'm just renting it. It's from Nuuly. And so that made me reinitiate my Nuuly subscription, and I'm so glad I did. A seventh tip is to figure out meals that are easy for you to make at home that you actually enjoy. For me, there are 3 meals that are go-tos for me. One is grilled salmon and grilled veggies, grilled chicken and grilled veggies, or some kind of easy pasta. Those things are just simple go-tos. I've kind of figured out a routine that makes the prep part really fast. And quite often if it's baking, it's pretty quick and easy cleanup. It's just clearing off the one cookie sheet or whatever I use. But these are also meals that I really enjoy and look forward to eating. So I think finding that balance of meals that you really enjoy, that are easy to make, that are at least relatively affordable, can make it way less likely that you order in or eat out, which, believe me, as a millennial, I have the tendency to do way too often. An eighth tip is to plan travel way in advance. This allows you to get more out of one trip. So on a financial level, quite often you can get better deals or get a better hotel room for less money if you plan in advance and find the best spots. It also can allow you to save up for the trip, so you actually are spending money you already have rather than money that you don't have. But on top of that, if you plan it in advance, you're anticipating it for longer. You're looking forward to it. You have something to be excited about for longer. And so in that sense, you're also getting more bang for your buck because it's bringing you more joy for longer. A ninth tip is to purchase classic and quality over trendy. I think these days, because of fast, affordable fashion, online shopping, as well as social media, where trends just seem to change so rapidly over time, we're just more likely to buy things quickly and to buy things cheaply. So while obviously finding a good deal and sometimes buying things a little more affordably is a smart strategy, trying to buy things that will stand the test of time can make a big difference. And obviously this is a balance and a dance. Like sometimes you can buy things cheaply that will work just as well, and I'm all for that. But also sometimes it's okay to splurge a little bit if you think it's something you're genuinely going to use for years and years to come and isn't as flimsy as the alternative. A 10th tip is to every month look back at the last month and evaluate your spending. Now, obviously, the best strategy is to budget so you're always aware of exactly what you're spending. But for those of us who aren't perfect at budgeting every single cent we spend and sometimes get a little behind on it, making sure at least at the end of every month to go back through your bank records and to take a cold, hard look at how you're spending your money can inform how you spend your money in the future. Avoidance of how you're spending your money will only lead you to spend more. Research suggests that self-monitoring is a great way to help change behavior. Part of this is looking at trends. Where do you tend to suddenly drop a bunch of cash? Are there areas where you're just making these little purchases that add up that you kind of forget about? Look for patterns and triggers and learn from them. An 11th tip is to get gifts for the holidays throughout the year. First of all, so you can get them on sale, find those good deals, use the promo code when it's available, but also so they're more thoughtful gifts, so they're more specific to that person, and so you aren't dropping a huge lump sum of money right around the holidays. A 12th strategy is to find little things you can do to enjoy the moment other than shopping. I don't know about you, but there have been times where I'm just mindlessly scrolling on my phone, not really thinking, and I get sucked into an ad, or maybe I'm even seeking out shopping because I feel like it's a fun pastime to kind of browse the internet and to look at what merchandise is out there. And so lately, instead of just scrolling on my phone, I've been getting into coloring, which I know feels very childish, but it's super fun. And I can still be focused on whatever's happening around me or just sink into the moment with coloring, but it's just kind of fun and relaxes me. And it's really nothing very pretty, but it's just something that's fun that keeps me occupied rather than doing something like shop. A 13th one is a biggie, and it really takes some soul searching and thought, but it's to figure out what's missing in your life or what's bothering in your life and try to figure out how to improve that situation. Because if I'm honest, I think a lot of us mindlessly spend excessively or do impulsive purchases when we're not feeling satisfied, when we're feeling bored, when we're feeling like we want something to look forward to or to get excited about. At least that's the case for me. I think that as I've tried to find more fulfillment in my daily work, as I've tried to have more fun outside of work or to do things creative outside of work, I've been a little bit better about shopping. Because I feel like if we're deeply happy and fulfilled and enjoy things other than those kind of like physical, material things, then we're just less likely to feel the need for those material goods. If we get bored, we end up falling into the trap of feeling like we need to keep up with the Joneses and have all the nice new things or to make constant improvements to our homes. And if we're not finding that sense of contentment elsewhere, we fall into that trap. How do you want to be spending your time? What's important to you? who is important to you? At the end of your life, how do you want to look back and see your life? How do you want to have spent that time? So those are 13 little ways to save you money. Some of them were quick and easy. Some of them are more like soul searching, but hopefully they'll help you be a bit more intentional about how you're spending your money and help you build your wealth. At the end of this video, I'll also add another video that I think you might be interested in. But thank you so much for spending this little bit of time with me, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.